3, 2, 1. Mr. Carlos.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
Pretty good, dude. Pretty good. Excited. Now this is my second podcast I've been a guest on in the damn same month.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And this is probably going to be the last one for a while. I'm like, somebody's asking me to be on their podcast?
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool, dude. So
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity.
No worries. Thanks for coming out. So what you been up to? You did a show this Saturday?
Yeah, I did 2 shows. I did one at Flappers Burbank, which was a really fun show. This comic named Nishi, she does like a fundraiser type of comedy, especially with everything that's like going out for like the war and all that. It's kind of pretty much tries to.
Wait, there's a war going on right now?
You know what's going on, me. You know what's going on.
Okay. I don't
want to get too political on that.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it's just to kind of go. I'm like blanking out right now with everything
fine.
that's happening overseas. You know, how
Cool. All this is news to me.
Really? Oh
yeah.
my god. Okay.
You do not live under a rock.
No, but I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, but I know there's something going on. There's always something going on.
I don't know.
All
People are
come
gonna
on.
listen to this podcast. I'm like, this guy doesn't even know what he's doing.
This guy's an idiot.
For.
This guy's an idiot.
Hashtag don't know anything. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just say yes to shows just to
Uh-huh.
get out there. But
Okay, cool.
it was a pretty cool, fun show. Nishi, she runs a pretty good tight schedule with the comics.
Mhm.
It's a 5:00 show, so it's like you go in, have a good time, and then hell, you could still enjoy the night, or hell, you could even stay at the club and catch another show,
Oh, cool.
or just go somewhere else if you want. But it's out in Burbank at the Flappers Burbank.
Okay. You usually do some shows there, right?
Yeah. I've kind of been more frequent there. I have another show coming up at the end of the month on the 29th. I'm actually doing like a comedy competition. I made it to the second round.
Oh, nice.
I just want people to come out there and be like, just vote for me to keep going. Because once this round ends, then they take the top 3 and then they compete at the end of the year.
Oh.
So then there's like that grand finale competition.
So
where
the
it's-
competition is like spread
Yeah.
through a few weeks, few months.
They
How
do,
is it?
yeah, they do it throughout the whole year. So it's like each Wednesday of the month, they take the top 3, and then like the last Wednesday, they battle it out to go to the end of the year.
Mhm.
So that's how I won last month, and then now I'm battling for like this month's like competition to get to like the top 3 of the finals.
Oh, okay.
And then there's like I think like $1,000 prize or something.
Oh,
like
wow.
that. Like,
Okay.
I mainly wanted to do it just to get like seen by like bookers and all that. Like
Yeah.
that was my main thing. I didn't care about the money, dude. Like
Right.
the money comes. Like I've never been. I know some comics like don't see that, but for me, like the money will flow when it does.
Yeah.
It's me just getting the exposure, showing people that like, dude, I can be funny. I will make you laugh. If you don't like me, someone else will like me. I'm if I'm someone's cup of tea, cool.
Yeah.
And I might not be your cup of tea, but I might be that person's cup of tea. That's how it is with comedy. Like there's comics that people enjoy, and I'm like, oh, they're all right. But
Yeah.
then there's others that were like, dude, this guy's hilarious. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I might not be somebody's cup of tea, but I'll be somebody else's shot of tequila,
Yeah, pretty much.
something like that,
Yeah.
right? Cool. So it's Flappers, and then you had another show in La Puente, right?
Yeah, and La Puente, I believe it's like a radio show, but they do a podcast form where it's a What Up Partner.
Mhm.
They hit me up and they asked if I wanted to be a surprise guest. I showed up
Dang.
just to hang out and show
Yeah.
my face. I mean, dude, I live in La Puente, so it was like down
Yeah,
the
of
street.
course.
It was like literally down the street from my old high school. So I was like reminiscing, like, oh my god, my hometown. Like pretty cool to see that for like the community, especially because it was like 2-3 blocks away from Old Town Puente.
Okay.
And I went in, and yeah, it was what you expect. I honestly, I wanted to make a joke that, dude, it reminded me like being at a Dodger game,
hmm
because that was the vibes that I got. And I'm like, this is gonna go really
Yeah.
good or really bad.
It's like
But-
the 7th. They cut all the alcohol at the 7th comic.
Yeah. Oh, it got rowdy towards the end too.
Did it? I
Yeah,
bet.
it got
I
rowdy
bet.
towards the end. But it was a cool feeling. I mean, just to do something in my own hometown. That was like the part where I'm like, I'm giving back to my community by getting up here. Like,
Yeah.
I was even going to go up, and then they told me if I wanted to do 5 minutes. So I was like, yeah, dude, I'll do 5 minutes.
Oh,
And I
that's
was
cool.
still riding that high from like doing a show earlier in Burbank. I went home really quick, and then I just drove to that place. So I was still in that go mode, like, oh, give me the next show, give me the next show. So it was pretty cool. And then plus I knew some of the comics on the bill.
Oh, cool.
So that was like another thing too. One of my buddy Victor Vasquez, he was there. So we kind of were shooting the shit, and then they gave me a free drink as well. So I can't say no to that.
You can't say no to a free drink, especially in La Puente.
No.
Yeah, especially with the Dodger crowd and
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was a Raider crowd too, right?
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it, dude.
Okay.
I would not doubt it.
Yeah, Raiders or Rams, dude. Those fans are crazy. Yeah. Didn't baseball like start?
No, they're about to.
Yeah.
So they're still in like the spring training.
Yeah.
And then about April, I think April is when we do our home game. But I think there's like a few right before we like officially hit our home game.
Yeah, I don't
Or
know.
opening day, sorry.
I don't even know why I brought up baseball. I know fucking 2 cents about
It's okay, dude. My brother's the same way. dude. My
about
brother's the
baseball,
same
dude, and what else? And wars that are going on in my backyard. I had no clue.
What do you care about?
Dude, it's
Nothing.
funny. All right, so my brother was the one that referred me to you. He's like, "Oh, check out Horchataria. They're doing an open mic." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then when you had asked me to do your pod, like I was going through your page, I'm like, "Oh, you have a pod, like a podcast too." So I'm going, and I see my brother. I'm like, "What the hell? My brother was on this?" Like, dude, that shows how much I pay attention to my brother's life. Like, he was a guest on a show, and I didn't know.
Twice actually.
Yeah, and I saw that too. I was like, what the hell? Like, I didn't even know, dude. And then on top of that too, my buddy, like, you have his art as well. Like,
Oh, you know Jesse?
yeah, dude. So it's like, what the fuck? Dude,
Oh, yeah?
there's two people that I know that have been on your
Shout
show,
out
dude.
to Jesse JFR. Yeah, dude.
dude.
Jesse's
It's a homie, man.
he's cool.
He's gonna have his artwork there at Horchataria on Friday. We have an art show.
Oh, I wish I'm actually going to San Jose this weekend.
Oh, cool.
But if it wasn't for that, I would have been there.
What's going on in San Jose?
So my buddy's gonna fix up one of my tattoos that's like really butchered right here.
Okay.
And then on Saturday, I'm gonna be seeing Depeche Mode.
Oh,
So that's
Okay.
that was like a 2-in-1 out there.
yeah, of course. You got to go out that. But yeah, this Friday we're having an art show at the cafe.
But I will be at your open mic on Thursday.
That's right. It's gonna be a good night, dude. We have like 5 comics on we have 5 comics. I think 3 poetry readings and 2 bands.
So you
Yeah.
got more comics this time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's we haven't had that many in a long time, right? Yeah, I don't even think ever like 5. That's
Really?
a lot. Yeah,
Dude,
we usually have
last
like
time
3.
Jose and I, we were just like, it's just us two. I'm like, I guess. Like, oh, okay. Let's
was,
do
huh?
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but it was fun, dude.
We never
Yeah.
know what we're getting because it's just, open signups type of thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
we don't curate anything. It's just,
Do you have like a cutoff of like how many people can sign up, or you just kind of let the night go?
We usually just keep it open because there's a few people that drop out. So we usually just keep it open.
but we like to keep it maybe like 10 to 12 because one time we had, which is one of our biggest shows to date, was about 14 performers. And that was a 3-hour show.
Dang.
So that one went really long.
Yeah, I think originally we had 16,
Mhm.
but then like there was like 2 that dropped out.
Okay.
Thank God they dropped out. Thank God they didn't show up, dude. I was getting ready to kick people out.
Dude, I was falling asleep on the first one just because, dude, I work during the morning and then come home with my kids. I'm like, oh, dude, but I gotta go. I've been wanting to go, so I go. And then the fact that I'm like, well, I can get myself some coffee here, so I got me a pick me up too.
Oh,
And then
okay.
you ended up giving me a ticket. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I already paid it.
Oh, come on, dude. But you're also gonna do the Santo comedy too, right?
Yeah. I went to their last show, and then I just went to show face. Like, I had added them before I showed up, and he recognized me. He's like, "You're Carlos, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, cool. Thanks for coming in." I'm like, "Yeah, man. I'm just here to show face. Just want to check out your show." And he was like, "Oh, sorry, I can't put you up." Like, I wasn't even asked to like.
Oh, the same day?
Yeah, that same day.
Oh, okay.
He asked me if like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't put you up." I'm like, "No, dude,
Yeah.
I'm here to hang out." He's like, "Oh, okay." And then that's when he told me, he's like, "Well, at the next one, you want to do a 5?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do a 5." He's like, "All right, cool." So yeah, I'll be April 7th. Will be that Friday show. I'll be there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're Jorge's a really cool guy. Where does he do? he has another show out in was it like Santa Monica or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And then he works for like a comedy club as well.
Yeah. What? So hold on. Where was I going with this? I'm still thinking about that war, dude. I'm scared, man.
It's not really our war. We're just gonna help you.
Get ready.
I know.
I'm already thinking about how he's gonna look in.
I got nervous, dude. I was like, why am I bringing up shit that I don't know well, dude? I was like, oh, man.
Gil's thinking of his measurements for his
I was
your
like,
suit.
did I get here on time?
Measure? No, I'm scared. What if I get drafted? We don't know. I don't even know if there's a draft, dude.
That's what I'm saying. You're thinking of how you look in the uniform.
Was it the Ukraine thing and all that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's what it is. All right.
That stuff, dude.
Okay. I look pretty good in gold and blue.
I don't think you'll get drafted.
Those are my colors. There's a weight limit, right? Thank
They're gonna
God.
look at you and be like, oh, it's okay. You can stay behind with the women and children.
You're like, can you lift this? Can you squat this amount of pounds? Dude, I can't run, so that's already a no for me, man.
That's a no for me, dude. I can't
Like,
believe.
I got a doctor's note. I can't run. Like, I'll take one for the team, but that's about it.
Imagine if they had the draft now. Like, that would be terrible. What was the? Can you look up the draft?
There would be nothing but TikTok videos of on the field, man. Just someone dancing with their gun or something.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's all it would be. Look up the requirements for drafts.
So 18 to 25. You guys are safe.
Okay.
All right, good.
All right.
It pays to be old.
But if they need them, I think they do go for. Can you be drafted at 35? It says the U.S. currently operates under an all-volunteer armed forces policy.
No.
Oh, there you go. You can't get drafted.
Oh, okay.
Until the age of 35, right?
No, it says all male citizens between 18 and 26 are required to register for the draft and are liable for training and services until the age of 35.
Oh, wait,
okay,
so
never
we're
mind.
so good. They could get us. Oh, man, I got like 2 more years.
Yeah, don't choose me.
Well, they keep. It's always trending on Twitter, the World War III memes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, God damn it, here we go.
I'll tell him you're my service animal.
Hey, weren't we talking about that earlier?
Yeah, yesterday.
I was like,
earlier when you were like, "Can you get a service
I
animal?"
was like,
yeah.
I was like, what did I say? I was like, oh, can we just get a service animal just to hang out with?
Come on, man.
Not even to service us, but like to hang out. Like, what if we just got a dog that was just like,
He's all just chilling.
yeah, I don't need a service animal. I need like a best friend animal to
Well,
feed, to eat with us.
I know you can like register your animal now online to be a service.
Dude, it's so easy to do it now. Like,
Yeah.
I've looked, just, it's like really finding the right price to do it and getting the little coat for it. And that's it.
The coat.
Just like slap a little patch on them and
I
there
feel
you
like
go,
somebody
dude.
told us that they would buy their dog like a coat on Amazon and it wasn't real. Do you remember?
Mm-mm.
No, was it just me?
An Amazon.
Yeah, like they saw like a bootleg one. You just put it on and then they
But
let you in places with
I
them.
know there's places now that they like, even if it says like a service animal, they'll be like, no, dude. Like if it's like a little
Yeah,
handbag type of dog, they're like, that's not a service dog.
it
Dude.
is.
You can't just slap a patch on anything.
He serves a purpose. I'm pretty sure that they sell them at the swamp meet,
It's
dude.
my therapy dog.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if Liam was. We were talking to an entrepreneur last night, and her business is like pet sitting,
Mhm.
and she was telling us a story about a pig. What was it? A potbelly pig
Potbelly pig.
named Liam, and that fucker is huge.
She said almost as big as like the table that you guys are at.
She sent the
Oh,
picture too. She
Yeah.
sent the picture of him, and I was like, "Whoa!" She was like, "This is Liam." I'm like, "Yeah, Liam's
Dude, pet
cool."
parents are like the craziest people.
Yeah,
Because I worked at a PetSmart that had a dog hotel, and I hated it. It was I probably rebelled against it after a while, and I know a bunch of my coworkers didn't like me for it because they would put like the ratio did not make sense, but they had these playrooms, and they would put one person per playroom with 15 dogs at max.
shit.
So the ratio on that does not make sense like at all, dude. Like if they fight, like they would tell you like, oh, you're supposed to like clap, make loud noises, and be like, just yell, and then they have your protocols. Like, dude, I don't remember what it is anymore, but you had your protocols of what you were supposed to follow before you had to like call for help and all that. But it just never made sense to me, like one person versus like 15 dogs. Like if these dogs all like got together, like, you know what, let's fuck this guy up right now, dude. There's no way I'm gonna walkie somebody to like save me,
They're like, we know he has snacks in the pockets.
But I mean, the hotel was pretty much like a fancy, like shelter. Like the dogs went home at the end of the day. That was the only difference, because they had like these nice kennels, but then they had suites which were soundproof, and they just better tile basically, and then there was a TV in there. For no reason. Like the dog was going to actually watch the TV. But
really,
we did have...
What kind of channels would they watch?
They would... So...
That's what I'm concerned about.
The hub inside the... No. So our boss's office had the DVD player. So whatever they put, all the dogs had to watch like the same thing. It was always like dog-themed movies. But there was a pet parent who left a DVD set of Everybody Loves Raymond. And she's like, you have to play this for him, but make sure it's not on the DVD menu, because he will know if it's just on the select menu. Like, you had to put these episodes in order. I'm like, dude, your dog does not know what episode 1, 2, or 3 is, dude. He does not give a shit, dude. But they just... I remember one time too, there was somebody that like, because we weren't allowed to take the customers to the back, and this one time, this girl was just crying hysterically. Like, she didn't want to leave the dog. Give it granted that they were going on vacation. They were just going to go away for the weekend. But she was crying so hard that she didn't want to leave the dog behind. She's like, can I please take the dog and put him in the kennel? I'm like over here like, dude, I can't. And then I had to call my boss over, like, dude, just walk her, make sure she does okay. And then, dude, she went over there and like, put the dog in, made sure the kennel was nice and ready with the bed and all that. And she just cried. And she closed the door and she just like, I promise I'm coming back.
Oh my God.
Don't think I'm abandoning you. And I'm just looking at my coworker. We're trying not to laugh. Like, dude, you're going on a fucking vacation. Like, how are you like, I'd be happy. Like, dude, get the fuck away from me, Like, I love my dogs. Don't get me wrong. I love my dogs. But if I'm going away for a weekend, I'm going away for the weekend.
Yeah. I wonder what it is. What's up with dog people? Because a lot of them say, "Oh, like or you see those stickers on, like bumper stickers that say like dog mom and dog dad, and
the dog didn't. I didn't save the dog. The dog saved me, or something like
puppy
that.
on board and
what gets
rescue
me are,
animals.
Our dog strollers.
Those are
we
cool.
see them all the time too.
Yeah. Hey, with smaller dogs, I want to surprise somebody and get like a potbelly pig like Liam and put him inside a stroller.
You will not fit in a stroller. You need like a fucking wheelbarrow for that.
Power wheel.
Well, he's gonna be my service animal, dude. God. He's my service and spirit animal, Liam. I'm obsessed. We should get a potbelly pig for the studio. What do you think about that?
I was looking at him on the camera right now.
There you go. They're watching the podcast right now, dude.
If you're watching this, here's our potbelly pig right here.
Dang, so the manager had like the access to all the whatever the dogs watch. So it was like one monitor for all of them.
That like I think it was 10 suites or 6 suites, one or the other.
I need to get a gig like that and just put the YouTube channel. Just play the podcast for all the dogs.
They're like, what? Oh, man. They're like, that guy, he knows about PetSmart.
Yeah.
No, but see, this is what got my coworker, like towards my end of my like PetSmart hotel run. I hated being in that dog room because you'd be like in there for almost the whole shift, get taken out for breaks, and then go back in.
15 dogs is a lot per person.
Yeah. Sometimes it was easy. Nobody wanted to be in the large playroom because that's where the dogs always like got in scuffle. Yeah. So there was like small, medium, large, and then the large dogs in the back. And yeah, there it is.
Oh my god.
So there's like a random picture of me. But,
watching everyone that was Raymond.
I'm in there watching with the dog. The dog's on my back watching the show. I like this episode.
It was you telling them it was a dog. Home videos of you.
It's like, Miss, I know. We're gonna watch it together.
He doesn't like this episode. I
Oh,
know.
look, there's a TV right
Oh,
here.
you see there? That's the suite.
That's a suite?
That's the suite. So it's like a soundproof room. You can't hear like all the other dogs
Looks
that
like
are.
a jail suite.
And then the little TV. Well, obviously they put Wishbone on the TV there.
Dang, dude.
The dog's all writing letters to his to
To his homies.
See, but the one thing I hated the most in that is that we had to write progress reports for these people.
What?
So dude, this I'm telling you, right? I know somebody out there is gonna listen to his pod and they're gonna be like, oh, I know exactly what he means. Or they've gotten a progress report themselves. When you take the dog to the hotel,
Right.
whether it's a day camp stay or an overnight stay, you have like myself, any of the managers, or not really necessarily the managers, but any of the pet care assistants would have to write a progress report. So they write the dog's name on top, and then they write like, oh, they did this and this for the day, they played with so-and-so, or how their stay was. I hated doing that. One, I have horrible writing.
Yeah.
And two, some of these dogs came almost every day. So I didn't want to keep writing the same shit for these dogs, dude. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like, if I didn't know them, I would kind of have fun with it. But then there was times like, dude, this dog's here again, man.
Yeah.
Or I think my coworker caught on where I wrote almost the same thing for every dog, and I just changed the dog's name. I was like, all right, they had a lovely time, and this and that. I was like, dude, it was just very tedious. So a lot of times, if I knew I was going to leave early, like I would leave half of the cards for the next person. And then they would get mad at me for that. They're like, oh, you were supposed to finish. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to make it easy for the next person and just come in. Like, let them write like 5 or 6 of them.
Let them do the report card.
See, I don't want to stay in one of these.
There we go. I'm gonna drop you off at the.
Me off.
There's an animal resort right here off the 71. I'm gonna drop off. I'm gonna drop off Amber.
That one looks better than where I worked at.
I'm gonna go pick you up. Getting off the 71, and you're taking a dump right there.
I always see dogs taking a dump when we're getting off because you could see from the freeway, you could see like the back end where the dogs play outside,
really?
and they have like a little wading pool
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And I swear to you, every time there's a dog taking a dump, and as soon as we're getting off the freeway, I look over and he's just like, "Rah." So you'll see me.
You'll see me.
I've never looked at other dog hotel pictures before, and that's very amazing to me.
I'm like, you guys just look like a jail.
They look like a jail.
But that's what I'm saying. It was like a shelter that the dogs went home to. That was the only difference.
Dang, look
okay.
at these.
Dang,
Oh, damn, dude. See,
that's
people,
nice.
pet parents
There
are
we go.
crazy, man.
Yeah, to go this extensive, but I mean, some of them they take care of them, better than most people take care of their kids, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think 'cause
there's nothing wrong
animals-
with that, but
Animals love you unconditionally. Humans don't.
yeah, well, I don't know. Some kids love you. I mean, but that's the thing about kids; they love you unconditionally, right? I mean, some
Until they get older.
Oh,
yeah,
until they want grandma and grandpa, dude, then that changes
Yeah.
right away.
dang.
That's how my kids are. They love me, and then I say no to something, and they're like, no, I don't like you. And then they go to my girl, and then she says the same thing. So then next thing you know, it's like, where's grandma, grandpa? I was like, whoa, dude.
How is it having twins?
It's getting a little rough at times just because they're 3 and some change now, and they're very vocal, both of them. So they're very energetic. My daughter's more independent. She tries to do things even though she knows she can't, but so she'll get frustrated that like she can't do it. She wants to do everything, and I admire the fact that she wants to give it a shot even though she can't like reach. Like if it's something she wants to grab, she'll get frustrated that she can't get it, but she's still trying to figure out like, well, what can I use to get on there? And then she'll ask her brother to be like, oh, let's do this. So it really is kind of like a Rugrats type of tag teaming thing where they're like trying to figure it out. My son's very like, he'll give up right away. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. And then he'll just suck her in. Like he's a mean old a mama's boy. And then my daughter's very like more like me, but looks like her. My son looks like me, but is more like her. Like that's like that's
the dynamic of it.
And I'm more like outgoing. My girlfriend's more shy, timid. Like I always joke with her to be like, oh, why don't you go up on stage? And she's like, no, I can never do that. Like I can never do what you're doing. She likes it. She enjoys comedy, but for her to be behind a microphone or even do something like this, she would not do it. Like I knew somebody who was casting. My girlfriend's 4'10" or 4'9", and they were casting something for like they needed short women, and like I sent it to her. I'm like, do it, I just do it. And she's like, I can't do this. Like, and she's like, you don't know me if you're sending me this. I'm like, no, I know you, but that'd be cool. And then I was like, just do it for me. And I'm like, dude, that'd be funny. You get a TV cred before I do. You know? But yeah, it really is one of those things. Like I came across people who were like, oh, you're so lucky you have twins. I'm like, dude, like it's cool to say I have twins, and I knocked it out of the park where we have a boy and a girl, so we're done. But man, it's so challenging. Like her and I have always thought like how easy it would have been if it was just one of them. Man, we've always thought that scenario, like we love them both. We love them to death. Like, but we always thought about like, well, I wonder how life would have been if it would have just been him or if it would have been her, you know? We got that in the beginning where we were always tired to try to put them to sleep, and they would never fall asleep at the same time. But yet people that don't understand or parenting at all, they're like, oh, why don't you just knock them out? Like put them to sleep together. And it's like, dude, you don't understand. Like there's always one that's up. Like it was always a miracle when we got both of them to knock out. And then we would try to watch TV or just relax. And then, boom, one of them would wake up shortly after. I'm like, oh, dude. And then that one knocks out. And right when that one finally knocks out, the other one would wake up. You know, now, like their bedtimes, we try to get them out by like 8 o'clock. But even sometimes that's like a mission with both of them. And it's weird, dude. There's some days that it's like, it's a breeze where we're both like, what the hell? And then other days where it's just like, you look at all these memes of like parenting hacks or like parent like TikToks, and I look at that, or I got really into Bluey because of it. I'm like, dude, Bluey makes sense. I'm not saying like Bluey doesn't make sense for everybody, but there are moments where I'm like, dude, that episode really touched me, you know, like, and it's just because I understand it, dude. Like, I never wanted to be a parent. And then now that I'm a parent, like it did open my eyes more. Like my meaning of life and just be more responsible kind of kicked in, like more than it ever did. Like I was always trying to push to do this and that, but now it's more like trying to be a role model for my kids itself, you know? Damn,
dude. So,
I don't know if I answered the question. I kind of went everywhere, but
no, you did.
You did. Absolutely. How long into the pregnancy do you find that that there's twins?
We found out 2 months and like almost 2 months and 2 weeks, I think.
Do you find out the
gender?
Yeah, the gender at the same time.
We didn't find out until like way later.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So you find out at first. You can find out just regularly, right? Like blood tests, because all the levels are like twice as high.
Oh yeah.
So if it's like, I think when you're pregnant, your levels go up, but then it's like if you have twins, it's like double the levels or something like that. Am I wrong? Am I right?
I don't honestly.
No, yeah, I think I'm right.
He's a comic, not a doctor.
Let me get my PhD right now. There's some things I know. It's weird because my girlfriend and I, well, not weird, but like my girlfriend and I, we were planning to like just kind of like live it up and all that. We had gone to Chicago, and then when we got back, we were already planning our next trip because at that year I was going to turn 30. So I was like, dude, let's go to fucking Japan, or if not Thailand. I wanted to go to some Asian country.
Yeah.
And prior to that,
I don't care as long as there's a whole bunch of millions of Asians there.
Noodles, that's all. Noodles, like there's no tomorrow. But my friends had gone to Japan, and like all their videos, and I was like, dude, I want to fucking go.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the year we're gonna go, and we were already set. Like, dude, let's do this. We were already kind of planning it. We're already saving the money. A couple of months prior to that, my girlfriend got really sick in December, and we had to rush her to the hospital. And then during that hospital stay, they had told her that she had like some medical issues. They even told her, like, dude, if you plan on having kids, it's going to be a little difficult. So if you do get to that point, let us know and we could start you that process. But until then, it's either a 50-50, you might not be able to, or it's just going to be very difficult. So we were already like, oh, okay, well, she had that mindset like, well, I don't think I'm going to be able to have kids. And then out of nowhere, we find out she's pregnant in March, like right at the beginning of March. And we're like, that doctor lied. He lied to us. So that whole like...
He wasn't a doctor at all.
It was a TikTok doctor. The DIY doctor. But yeah, after that changed. We're like, oh, okay. And right away we found out. I knew my girlfriend was pregnant. Like, she was getting sick a lot and throwing up. And that day I didn't have work. And I think my dad had took her to her job that day. But I was getting ready for school and I was going to school at the time. I woke up and I just see her rush to the bathroom. And I was like, that's not good. Yeah. Like a part of me had that feeling. I'm like, I can't know. She's like, I'm fine. I was like, I got to go to work. And, okay. I go to class. Dude, I had a math class that day and I couldn't concentrate. I'm like, I think I know what's up. After my class, I went to go pick her up. And then I think we went to get food and then just boom, all over again. So at that moment, I was like, let's get a test. Yeah.
She's either pregnant or really hungover.
That's it. And she's like, no, we don't have to because, I know I'm not. And the doctor told me I can. I'm like, yeah, but let's just go for sure. Like, it doesn't hurt. And sure enough, dude, she took the test and it just popped up positive like so fast. Whoa. And that was because of like the hormones and all that stuff. Like her having twins, like that's why it kicked in so fast.
Yeah, there you go. There's my theory. Not my theory, but my.
There you go. And then the call back on that. But yeah, it popped up right away. And dude,
Amber's a doctor, by the way, now, ladies and gentlemen.
Dr. Bobotia. Thank
you. My favorite thing about that whole situation is that at first when we went to go get the test, she's like, let's just go to the 99-cent store. I'm like, they have them there? And she's like, those are the same ones that they use at Planned Parenthood and all that. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, they're the same quality. It's just people don't ever go here because they think 99-cent store. I was like, well, if you say so. That's the first one we took. She was like, no, this can't be true. Yeah. We drove to Target and we grabbed like 3 different kinds. So dude, and every single one of them popped up. And then her sister works at a clinic. She made the appointment like 2 days later and we went, and then that's how we found out. Like,
dang, so you had like 10 different confirmations before.
Pretty much, yeah.
Dang, just like I don't know. But I mean, overall, you're pretty excited about it.
It was a surreal feeling. To like know,
especially twins. Well, you don't know you're gonna have twins at that exact moment.
No, and I felt like it was the life like biting me in the ass because I was supposed to be a twin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was supposed to be a twin.
Oh, wow.
So I felt like, I'm like, dude, this is like
redemption.
My other half that was like, oh, I'm gonna come back one day, and that's what it was, dude.
Don't even attempt it.
That was horrible.
Don't even attempt it. Okay, actually, tell them the story.
I want to hear it.
You want to hear it?
I want to hear it now.
People want to hear it now.
We were at my sister's birthday party in January, right? At the end of January, and we were all hanging out, and her friends were there and everything. And then someone mentioned being a twin or something about being a twin. And I don't know, like I'm usually not an awkward person, but I was a little like my cue on saying the joke or even bringing it up was like really delayed. And I told my sister, "Oh, hey, do you remember your friend?" I'm like, I hope they don't listen, but there's someone that we know.
They're listening.
They're listening.
There's someone that we know that I guess they ate their twin while they were like in the womb.
Yeah, that's what pretty much I did.
That's what happened to you?
See, there you
Yeah,
go.
it's a thing.
It's a thing.
What?
Like
But-
that's like me. Like there could only be one, and I was like,
There could only be one.
Right? But I think they found like a ball of like hair and teeth within her
Inside her stomach?
Yeah,
Oh,
like it
wow.
was like somewhere in there. So I said that, and everyone was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry."
Really
to
loud
dampen the
too.
mood.
Everybody just like turned their head and they're like, "What?" They're confused.
They're like, who invited her?
She doesn't even go here.
And I'm all sitting in the
Who
corner
does she
cracking
know
up.
here?
And after I was like, "Whoa, that was a bad joke."
Those are the worst when you're like in your head. It seems like a good premise or
Yeah.
whatever, and you're like, I gotta say it, and you
gotta
say
do
it, and then just like, I wish I didn't.
Doesn't hit.
I think everyone was disgusted.
They were, yeah, they're disgusted.
I was like,
And everybody was all high and everybody was high, dude. I think that that was a factor too.
Because I honestly used to hate that when I would hang out with my friends. If I went to some kickback that I didn't know them, but they would tell me to go, I would always tell them, like, dude, I'll go, but please do not tell people I do comedy.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I'm like, okay. And sure enough, a couple of drinks in, they're like, hey, this fool's a comedian. I'm like, oh, dude, man.
They're like, say something funny.
And that happens every single time. Say something funny, man. I'm like, nah, it's cool. Hey, tell me a joke. And I'm like,
Doesn't work like that.
And it's like, and I've always explained to people, it's like, dude, it's not like, oh, knock knock or just some stupid meme that you read, you know, like
Yeah.
it's a long form type of deal. I'm always like, dude, I tell stories. Okay, tell me a story. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna fucking tell you a story right now, you know? And then we'll like, you know, minutes go by and then we're all like talking and I'll chime in on something and they're like, that wasn't funny. I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to be funny right now.
Yeah.
Like, and like my coworker, my last, because I work for a school district, so the district I was at before, I had given my number to one of my coworkers, and I hate that Facebook and Instagram
Oh yeah.
syncs up your crap.
Social media.
So sure enough, I'm at work, and the next thing you know, I was actually my boss. He's like, "Oh, hey, did you guys know we have a celebrity with us?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Damn.
fuck, dude!" And I already knew where it was going.
Yeah.
And these guys are like looking at each other. What are you talking about? I was like, "Yeah, man, we have Mr. Hollywood here." And I'm like, "God damn it, dude, don't fucking say it." He's like, "Yeah, this guy's a comedian." And they're like, "This guy's serious." Like everywhere I like at work, dude, I'm quiet. I'm
Yeah.
quiet. I try to be serious. Like I'm funny when I need to be, or I'll make. But like for the most part, dude, I go to work. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to be on 24/7. And sure enough, they're like, "Oh," and then, "Hey, are you on TikTok? You on Instagram?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." And then they like start looking at my stuff. I'm like, "That's you?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Nah, dude, that can't be you. That's Photoshop." And this, I'm like, "Nah, dude." But everywhere I've ever been with friends, it's like, dude, do not introduce me as a comic.
Mm.
Or even family too. Like I go and they're like, "Oh, are you still doing comedy?" I'm like, "Yeah, but you've never been to any of my goddamn shows, dude."
Yeah. Dude, even her sister did that at her party to me. Like right on the spot. She was like, what did she say? She was like, we're all in a circle just talking, chatting. And then like it completely stops. And then she's just like, Gilbert, do me a set. Do 5 minutes for my birthday. 5 minutes for my birthday. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like I looked at her like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, I'm not going to do 5 minutes. I told her no. I was like, no, come out to my show.
There's
Come out to the open mic, dude. How about that?
There's one person that I find it adorable, and that's my girlfriend's grandma. Like she'll always try to tell me like, "Oh, let me when she's there." And I'm not doing like she does that. She try to get it out of me, and I'm like, dude, but like I would have to,
Grandma.
I would have to do it in Spanish, and like, dude, I can't do a joke in Spanish. And I remember I thought I don't even want to say the joke on here, but I was remembering a joke that my dad had told me in Spanish like years ago, and I tried telling it to her, and she just looked at me like, I don't get it. And I'm like, God damn it, dude. Like, my one time, I finally gave her a joke, and she was just like, gave me like a deer in the headlights look, but she hasn't done it in a while, but it was always
like, after that, she never asked me.
Yeah.
She's like, this guy's not a comedian. But yeah, she for a while she would always be like, oh, you know, come on. And when no one was around, she would always be like, come on, just watch.
Just uno más.
But yeah, it was adorable when she would do that with me.
Have you done stand up in Spanish before?
Nah, dude, I wouldn't even attempt it.
No?
Like, because even the Spanish I do like attempt in my set, like I know I'm butchering certain like syllables or just how to pronounce certain things. Like, I think I did it at the last mic, but when I talk about my dad doing the Mexican radio, like, that's like the closest thing I do with Spanish. Like, I cannot, because I always feel if I'm gonna sell this joke, I want to do it properly. Like, I don't want somebody to be like, oh, this fucker doesn't know how to speak Spanish, you know. But it's like sometimes I'll mention it. I'm like, I don't really speak Spanish. I just learned it for this joke, just so I don't come back or someone come up to me after. Like, my Spanish has gotten better over the years. It was bad when I was in high school. Like, I couldn't speak a word of it. But I think the reason why I learned it at the time and just kind of, you know, progressed was my ex-girlfriend at the time. I was with a Salvadorian who her family was very like hard on me for being Mexican and not knowing a single word of Spanish. So
they got certain words for those type of people, ladies and gentlemen. They're not nice.
No. So I had, ironically, I had a Spanish class, I think my junior year in high school. So I was like really like, oh, I gotta fucking learn this.
Yeah.
Because I remember one of her aunts like was like talking shit, and she didn't know I understood it. I just couldn't speak it. And then later on, like, she tried talking to me or saying something, and then I like said some words to her, and then she was like, "Oh, you do speak Spanish? Like, why didn't you say so?" And I'm like, "I fucking told you, I understand." Like, really? And after that, you know, years went by, and it just kind of progressed. So I like learned, and now, like, my girlfriend now, she'll like call me Mr. Mexico because sometimes I had to translate for her.
There we go.
And it's like, dude, like, if that was then, like years ago, like I wouldn't be able to even have a conversation with her grandma or certain people at all. Because, my Spanish was very poor. Like, I always understood it, but speaking it was always kind of like,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the opposite, dude. I can speak it really well. I can read it. I can spell it if somebody asks me to, like, spell something. Like, I know the enyes and all the different, like, grammar, I guess, things with Spanish, but as far as like understanding it, I have no clue.
I'm just happy that my Spanish is a lot better than my brother's.
Yeah.
I mean, I know his got improved a lot too. But at the time I was like, okay, as long as I'm better than my brother and this brother, I don't know about my oldest, but like, I feel like I may be a little better than my brother.
I think with Santos, his Spanish got better when he started doing the Hancholo.
Yeah. I think he had to. He really had to push him for that. Because probably the same thing with him. He's like, this fucker doesn't know Spanish. He's trying. You know? I always laugh because even in that pod that I heard, like, it always, I know he's going to listen to this, but it always cracks me up that when he refers me, he always refers me as his little brother, like if I'm 12 or something. Like, I'm in my fucking 30s, dude, and you still say little brother, dude. It always cracks me up.
You're going to be in your 50s, and you're still going to be his little brother.
Yeah, dude, I'm like, oh, I'm taller than him, too. So it's just like, that doesn't make sense, dude. Like, it doesn't, but I never correct him, dude. They just, deep down inside, it makes me laugh that he's still, like, to this day.
It's like, the Napoleon syndrome. I do the same thing. Gil always makes fun of me because I'm like, man, that person's short. And he looks at me like, you're not fucking tall. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I just see everybody's short.
She's obsessed with everybody's height. Whether they're short or tall. It's always like, how tall are they? Look at that person. They look really short. I'm like, why are you so obsessed with people's length? It's so weird. I don't understand it.
I'm deprived of it.
Like, I'm honestly trying to write that as a bit, like, of how my brother introduces me to people. Is that I'm like always a little brother.
There's something in there, dude.
Because dude, I never, I'm like, oh yeah, my brothers. Like, I've never saw, oh, my older brothers. I'm always just like, oh yeah, my brothers.
Yeah.
You know, you just kind of know. You know, like, you don't expect younger or older. But with him, he has to point out, it's like, oh, my little brother. I'm like, dude, I'm not 5 or 10. Dude, like, we're a couple of years apart, you know?
That's so funny, dude. Yeah, he did mention little brother
Yeah.
a few times.
So
He's
that's
crazy,
why, and then
dude.
it's like, you meet me, it's like, you're not that little after all.
So you said that your dad used to do radio?
Yeah, out in Coachella Valley.
Oh, wow.
So it was like in the late 80s, early 90s.
Dang, anything on here that we can pull up that he
Dude,
has?
there's nothing.
No.
I honestly, I can't even think of like I just know it started with the K, but
K Rock.
I
He was
wish.
he was on K Rock and K Cow, and you had no idea.
we feel that my dad probably, it was because of my mom that he kind of gave it up. But they originally were gonna send my dad out to, I forgot where, and they were telling him like, look, it was one of those things where it's like, the station told him, look, we'll send you over here, kill it over there, and we'll give you LA.
Dang.
And that's what it was. You know, like we look back at that moment, we're like, dude, my dad could have been Pauline before Pauline. You know, like, who knows? It's one of those like what if fucking, you know, factors or whatever, the universe and shit.
Yeah. In another universe.
Yeah, in another universe, my dad made it other.
Yeah.
Especially after watching Everything Everywhere All at Once, like I think about that where you had that initial thought and then that ended up being a real universe. Like, dude, in another universe, my dad actually made it, you know?
In another universe, Santos is taller than you, dude.
Yeah, there you go, dude. I'm actually a little brother.
You're the little brother, dude.
But my mom was just like, no, you're not going. Like, you stay here, basically. It's like either you go there or, you know, it was one of those moments. And my dad was like, no, like I was a little brother.
Yeah, you're really. Yeah.
I was a little brother. And my dad decided like, all right, no, I'll chill. I'll stay here. So he did the radio for a while, a little longer, but it was just still there. And then he just kind of left it. Ended up getting like a warehouse job with some buddy of his. And he was doing that for years. And he knew people in the radio, but never enough to like get back into it.
Yeah.
But we always thought like, damn, dude, like imagine if he would have kept going, like where would we be with that? Because it was cool. In the early days, dude, we got free tickets to like any of those Disney on Ice shits, Ringling Brothers hockey game.
Oh, that's cool.
Six Flags, Disneyland, all that. We like, because dude, he worked at the radio, so all the giveaway ticket shit, he got stuff too, dude. So we were always going on these trips. Like that was the cool part of it, you know?
Oh, the perks for that.
It was like at the time, I was like, man, my dad's really spending money on that. Now knowing it's like, dude, you got it for free. Like,
Your dad's all training you guys how to be caller number 10.
it's like, you gotta wait, you gotta time it. No. Only one time I've ever won something on the radio.
Did you really? What you win?
I went to an early screening of Observe and Report, the Seth Rogen movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I went to a screening of that.
Dang, dude. How long ago was that?
I think it was like 2012 or somewhere around there.
Somewhere wherever that movie came out?
Yeah, I mean.
Did you do the podcast? Because your brother was talking about it.
The Brothers Bear.
So, did you do that with him in studio?
Yeah, we did.
You
that.
did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool, dude.
So we did that. Actually, I got like a was it the memories thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was like 10 years ago when we started the podcast, and then that ran for a good while, and we got let go from that studio, which it didn't matter because a couple of weeks later they went bankrupt. So it was kind of like, all right, cool, whatever. But then we tried to go a little longer, and then we just kind of all of us got busy in our own ways. Then the pandemic happened, and everybody was doing stuff. So we're like, oh, let's do it again.
Bring it back.
And we tried when it was the three of us with our buddy, but then our buddy just became like a nut. Like he got very, like we always knew him as a conspiracy theorist, which like we didn't care. Like that's you. But then he really got into it, and he was like pushing just random shit on us, and especially with the whole Trump era and everything like that, it just got really like sickening, where we didn't want anything to do with it. And there would be moments where we would post stuff, and on the Brothers Bear page, this guy, our other co-host, he would argue with people in the comments.
Oh, sure.
And it's like, dude, like you are now going to be ruining our image.
Yeah, so he was fighting with people on the comments under your guys's
I don't remember if he was using that or if it was like his personal thing.
Okay.
But even if they clicked on it,
they knew that he was associated with your guys' podcast.
So my brother and I were like quick on that to like, dude, we got to fucking get him off, because that not only does it affect our podcast, but dude, if some booker sees me, they're like, well, we don't want to associate that comic if he's working with him. You know, so we were fast on like, okay, we're done with you. And we made like a whole statement of saying like, look, we don't support this. Like, we support all the rights and blah, blah, blah. Like, this is what we believe in. We have nothing to do with him. And after that, we kind of ended. And then my brother and I were just like, dude, my older brother and I, we saw it as, let's start the podcast again, just you and I, like what it was supposed to be. Because when we first did the podcast, it was just going to be him and I. And then he had the idea of like, oh, let's bring in our buddy Edgar. And he came on. And it was so funny with him in that first 2-3 episodes that we just kept him on. And it just kept going and growing, that we're like, you know what? This is working. Let's keep it like this. Even though he's not a brother, it just, his flow went so well with our chemistry. So we just kept it.
Okay.
And we were like that for, I don't even know how many years that we were doing the pod at home. My buddy Jason, he knew a friend who was doing like some like intern thing at Rant Radio Studios, and they were looking for podcasts or just anything. And my buddy told him like, dude, try to get my friends on the show. And then we had a meeting with them, and the next thing you know, we got on there.
And how long ago was this?
2012, I think.
Damn, dude. That's when like podcasts were like, there was not many.
No, dude. I look back at that
That's
and
crazy.
How many there are now. Like everybody's just like doing one, or somebody just like, oh, I want to do it. Like I had a friend, and him and his buddy just started one randomly.
Yeah.
You know? Like I honestly like that you guys are doing like an hour and a half or more. Like I do like those types, especially when it comes to interviews or just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Anything less than a half hour, I feel like it's not much, dude.
Yeah.
Like it can be done.
Yeah.
But I do like the long form of being an hour or an hour and a half or more.
I guess it's depending on like the genre that you want to hit and the type of audience. Because I have a couple of friends that their shows are like 30 minutes, like 25 minutes, but they're like short, like intervals of like interviews, which is like, it's just like the core,
get to the point
of everything. There's really no deep dive in any of the questions. But I think it's just the genre part of it. And then also like if there's true crime or something like that, there's
my girlfriend likes
billions of true crime, dude. It's crazy.
My girlfriend listens to a bunch of the true crimes, and she's listening to these two people. I don't know who they are, but I just know she was listening to that one chick that got all big, who started the whole murder podcast thing. That
like big, or like her podcast?
Her podcast.
Oh, okay.
Is it Bailey?
Oh yeah, she has a YouTube channel.
Okay,
right?
her, yeah.
Her,
she was the one that she was really into, and then she started listening to her podcast. And
I think she's even like helped like the family like solve things and
What?
stuff like that. Yeah.
So she's like the investigator.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not like everyone, but I know there was like a case that one of the episodes, and somebody like leaked information to her, and then she passed it over to the family.
Really?
And then she was kind of involved. Yeah.
Dang, dude. That's like did you watch Dexter?
Yeah, I was a big Dexter.
Like the one that just came out last year. How they had like that reporter that she was a podcaster too, that came in, and she had spoiler alert, she got fucking mangled, dude.
Did you like this?
No, I did not.
Oh my god, I actually liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't like the ending. I honestly, like, Dexter deserved a better way to die. If that makes sense.
I thought for me it was very poetic to be like the one that takes him out of his son and whatnot.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert if you ever plan on watching it. But
if you haven't, then this is what you get if you haven't watched it yet.
I thought it was a better finale than the last finale. That
Yeah.
I was not happy with. But like, I know people were like, dude, what the fuck? Like, his girlfriend figures out everything so quick. I'm like, dude, you got to think about it as that whole series was like a long span. It's not like it just started. Like Dexter was like already there for God knows how many years.
Yeah.
So we just happen to jump in right when everything is going down.
I guess. I got to go back and really think about it.
I really did like it a lot.
Yeah.
I was more satisfied with this than I was with.
I think it was just like the climax of to him dying, like, I mean, a gunshot.
I did felt that maybe it could have gone one more episode.
Yeah.
Because that was my only issue, was that last episode felt rushed. If they
yeah.
would have gone maybe one more, it could have gave it a little bit of a breather.
I was waiting for him and the son to do like a crime spree. That's what I wanted, dude. I wanted another season of him just traveling the country, just fucking murdering murders.
Everyone thought that was going to be the new Dexter.
Yeah.
Like, well, maybe they're going to follow the story with the son. But I mean, at this point, it would have happened by now.
Yeah, and how long was Dexter not on like Showtime? Like for like 10 years?
Yeah.
Like
I think, when was the series?
the actor was like not even relevant to... I was super surprised when they actually brought back the series.
I think everybody was.
Yeah. I think after they seen like this is my theory, that they seen
The hype of the murder.
I'm like they seen like somebody like in their office was watching like the analytics of everybody watching the show during the pandemic, and they're like, oh my gosh, like this is like still relevant after so many years.
Yeah.
We should bring him back and then kill him off in a dumb way.
I could see that.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that's where I watched Dexter. I watched him during the pandemic. Like, I was watching fucking shit all the time. Like, I watched Dexter, like the whole, like in a span of like just like within a month. And like everything. I had what, 9 seasons? 9 seasons?
8 or 9, yeah.
And I watched that, and then also Breaking Bad. I watched that in a span of like 2 weeks. Did you watch Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad I saw after it aired.
Oh, okay.
Dexter I was actually watching when it was airing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that was back in like fucking like 2009.
It's funny because when it got to the whole Trinity killer thing, like I knew
2006.
when that happened because a coworker at the time, it was my first job ever. I worked at a bowling alley. And I remember I walked in, clocked in, it was slow, and I just see my coworker kind of like, he looked bummed out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "You all right, man?" He's like, "Dude, I just saw the finale of Dexter." And I'm like, "Okay." And that was it. And I'm like, "All right." And he walked away. Half hour later, he comes up to me. He's like, "Dude, do you plan on watching the show?" I'm like, "I don't have Showtime." I'm like, "Oh, what can I tell you about it?" I'm like, "Sure." And he starts telling me like the concept of what Dexter is.
Yeah.
And it was the fourth season, the Trinity Killer.
Oh, yes.
And then he tells me like the ending of it, and he's like, "I can't fucking believe it, dude. Like I just can't believe it. Like I can't breathe." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
He almost passed out.
Like, dude, he was just like in shock of that happened. Like he was like, "Dude, I've never seen a show get me like that. Like a finale to really hit me hard." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But I didn't put 2 and 2 together of like, "Oh, okay, well, all right." And then time flew by. And then my brother got into the show. And then he told me, he's like, "You got to watch this show." So I start watching the show. When I got to that 4th season, that's when I realized, I'm like, "Oh, fuck, this is that show that my buddy was telling me about." So that big climax of the 4th season, the finale, I knew what was going to come. Like, even though it does trick you, like, even though I knew the ending, it's still like there's a moment where it kind of tricks you, like, oh, maybe it doesn't happen, and then it still happens.
Yeah.
You know? But it played off well, and I was like, God damn, like, even me knowing the ending, it still hit me hard. And then I was ready by season 5 when it came back. And then, yeah, so at the time, pre-Netflix and everything, I had the DVDs. So saw season 1 through 4 on DVD. And then by the time season 5 came on, I was like ready to go.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see. Damn, dude, that was a different time. DVDs.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's like I saw that had majority of the Office DVDs at the time. I was watching that online when it aired. Like I remember one time my girlfriend and I she tried to give me Office trivia one time, and I was like, and then I was like, I didn't know what she was talking about. She's like, oh, some Office fan you are. I'm like, shut up. You were like a Netflix Office fan. Like, I've been watching this shit since it was on air.
We're not the same.
You can't hit me with that.
Yeah. I watched The Office on DVDs. You watched it on Netflix. We're not the same.
No, we're not. I had to get up and switch the disc.
Even when it showed on air, dude, even that one, I don't remember watching any shows that actually really happened during the time that it like aired live on TV. No. I was never really into TV. I never had TVs as a child. I think that's what it was.
Dude, Thursdays on NBC were like my favorite, man.
Yeah. Maybe when I was younger, I'm sorry. Maybe like Family Matters and like Home Improvement, but that was it.
Dude, Thursday nights were like one of my favorites for like back when, roughly like around 2010, 9, 10, and 11. I think it was around that era. Because it was The Office, Parks and Rec. There was a moment that there was a show called Outsourced that did not live. Community I was watching as well. And then I would flip over to FX. And then I had The League, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I would watch a little bit of Archer, but not really. Like these were all shows I was like watching in one night. Or I would like DVR it. So by like my Saturday, I would just watch everything.
DVR.
Yeah, that was another thing too.
DVR, dude.
DVR, yeah.
So, who's your inspiration for your comedy, man? Like, who was your first comic that you seen on TV or seen on stage?
Gabriel.
Iglesias?
Yeah, Gabriel.
Really?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I saw him do his comedy the way he does it, and I always, aside from my dad being one of the biggest inspirations of comedy because of him doing the radio and telling jokes or chistes and stuff like that, I learned how to storytell because of my dad. But to see it be played out on stage, it was through Gabriel. And I knew, like, I remember watching him do, like, the early days of Que Loco. My introduction was through Que Loco. Like, there was a moment in my household that we were always watching Que Loco in that house. So that was my introduction to comedy. But it's funny because I look back at some of the comedians that were on Que Loco at the time, and I don't remember any of them. And then I know who they are now, like Willie Barcena, Jeff Garcia, hell, George Lopez, all of them. But the one that stood up the most to me was Gabriel. And
what do you think that is?
I think it was just because of the voices,
Oh,
the characters, all that, you know. And then next thing you know, Gabriel's on a season of all that, and I remember I was like, oh shit! Like my brother and I were like, dude, that's that comedian. So I hated all that, but when he was on that show, I was watching it religiously because of him. So
he was on all that?
Yeah, there was a season that he was on all that.
Wow.
On Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he was on a season for a quick second.
Pull that up, please.
I know, this is news to me too.
So he was on there for a bit, and I remember there was a bit that he did where he was Bill Clinton, and my brother.
Oh, that's right.
My brother and I, we quoted this for so long, but there's a moment where he's Bill Clinton, and there's a tree that has drumsticks of fried chicken, and he grabs that fried chicken and he takes a bite, but he says chicken tree. And I remember the way he said chicken tree busted up my brother and I. And for years, dude, we would always say chicken tree just because of that line.
Can we look that up, please? Hey, I didn't know that he was
now
on
seeing the picture, I remember.
Is it unlocking a core memory for you?
Yeah, it is. I mean, at that time, I didn't know who he was until now that you look back, you're like, oh, okay. But
Dang.
that's cool.
So Gabriel was a big influence to me. And then, of course, when the hype of George hit around 2003, 2004, then everybody was like, that was the Why You Crying era and everything. I had seen George live. And that I fell into the love of Latino comedy, but I didn't want to branch into that. Like I was writing it in the beginning, but then I kind of didn't want to fall in that because I just knew that already existed. One day, I think it was like my junior year in high school, my brother got into alternative comedy, and he got into like that alt comic scene, and he tells me about Patton Oswalt. And it's like, dude, you gotta check out Patton Oswalt. He's talking about the stuff that we like. He's talking about comic books. He's talking about like all these nerdy things. So then that opened up a window for me to fall into like Patton Oswalt, Sarah Silverman, Brian Posehn, you know, Zach Galifianakis way before Zach Galifianakis. And then that was what I fell into the most. Like I love the Latino comedy scene, especially like the Que Loco scene from all that, and then it just kept going.
Yeah.
But once I really got into like the alternative comedy scene, like the UCB, that's where I wanted to be the most. Like that, I fell in love. Like honestly, my favorite years of comedy when I really was around it, when I was going to LA a lot, was in 2010. Like I was at the UCB theater almost every other week.
Wow.
Like, there wasn't like a month I was not there.
Dang. Did you find anything?
I didn't.
No?
Not on YouTube. I found just on Google.
Oh.
Like pictures, but no.
No video of the chicken? The fried chicken?
The chicken tree.
No.
The chicken tree? No?
I mean, maybe this.
What's that? Who's that?
That's Nick Cannon right
Nick
there.
Cannon.
That's Nick Cannon?
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, I see. I remember this shit too, dude.
Dang, dude.
We used to say that too. We would always go, pizza guy. I forgot about that, dude. That opened up a core memory for me.
So Gabriel Iglesias, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus his comedy is really clean too.
Yeah.
I think, and then even after talking to Alfred Robles about Gabriel Iglesias,
And I've worked with
Comedy.
I saw that too. I've worked with Alfred as well.
yeah, that's cool, dude. How this like group of comics, you know, still like work together after all this
For
time.
many years, yeah.
What
I lost you.
what was that?
I said I lost you.
Oh, somebody's calling, probably.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just keep the camera on him. Lost my train of thought after that, dude.
Sorry.
What happened? Pizza guy. Fuck.
No, you're talking about a group of comics that still stick around with each other.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this has resurfaced for me? Am I back now? No. Your thoughts on well, this resurfaced for me was Carlos Mencia and that whole
The Joe Rogan thing?
yeah, the Joe Rogan thing.
I know it's a very touchy subject when it comes to the joke stealing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the reason why I really wanted to get out of the whole Latino comedy stuff to talk about that, because you and I probably have similarities. My cousin and I have similarities. There's always that Latino itch of we all had the grandma, we all had the Mexican mom, or we got hit with the belt or whatever object it was. There's still that culture of it. Yeah. And I didn't want to talk about that. In the beginning, I was, but I just felt like it was already done. Like there's always going to be a new take on it, but I just didn't want to keep trying to find that new take on it, you know? And it's weird because I'll see memes now talk about certain things. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, if that is a fucking meme, that means somebody else already did it before me.
Yeah.
You know, I talk about hearing, I don't do it as much, but like growing up, my dad could never pronounce certain things, or we had to figure out exactly what the hell he was talking about. Like I remember he would be like, just like, oh, quiero a Choco Krispies. And we're like, what the hell is Choco Krispies? Like we're thinking cereal. He's like, no, Choco Krispies. Ahí está, Choco Krispies. He was talking about Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh.
So for years, we always knew Choco Krispies as, well, I mean, Krispy Kreme donuts as Choco Krispies.
But there's a cereal, right?
Yeah, and there is a cereal.
Yeah.
And then when we went to Vegas, and Blue Mango was Blue Man Group. Like, so he had words like that where it was not what it was. We had to figure out exactly what he meant. And then there's a meme about that. And it's like, dude, see, that just showed like, I'm not the only one, but at the same time, I don't want to talk about it and think someone, like have someone think I stole it from a meme when that was really something I went through.
Right. Because I mean, that experience is all, it's the same. Like not to say that we all had the same experience, but I mean, in some sort of a way, we kind of did.
Like, I respect Carlos for, I know he does help out comics when he would take them on the road or he gave me experience for that. As for the whole stealing jokes verbatim, like, and set up in the punch, that's where I feel like that is a line to cross. I do have a joke that I had a similar premise to a buddy of mine. And I asked him, I'm like, dude, hey, I know you're not doing comedy anymore, but this is what I wrote, and this is what you had, that the joke that you used to do. Like, either can I buy it off of you or what? And he tells me, dude, it works better with you. It makes more sense with you. Like how you're telling it is way better than how I ever told it.
Right.
And he's like, if you can mix both, I would say mix both. He's like, and obviously you're already making it your own. He's like, but no, yeah, go ahead. Like, I'll never be like, oh, the hell, that was my joke, you know? And even he's seen me do that joke in person, and he's like, yeah, dude, that shit belongs to you. I was like, okay, thank you.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that doesn't happen too often. We lost it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
That's fine. I'll just keep the camera on him. It's cool. You don't need to see me. This is a horrible angle. That's a terrible angle. Just put it back on him. That's fine. It's terrible.
Like, I do believe in helping out other comics and all that. And I think, I don't know if you've had this conversation already with either with Alfred or another comic or anything like that. It's just, it's one of those weird things that when it comes to the Latino community, and this is way before everything that kind of blew up recently with George Lopez and
Balfour Boza. Yeah.
It's that old school generation of the old cats that don't want to help out each other. It wasn't just him. It just always felt like Latinos are always that goes for everything, dude. Latinos just talk shit about each other, dude.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things where you want to be proud, but then you knock them down. It's always like a backhanded compliment in a way, you know? And that's the reality of it. There's always a backhanded compliment. And in comics, like, all these black comics fucking work together. They kill together. They want to fucking strive together. Now, obviously, white comedians are just fucking the same thing. The Asian community, same thing. But when it comes to Latinos, we all kind of want to be the one on top.
Right.
Some work together, some don't. Or you have this guy don't like that guy, this and that. Like, I don't get it, dude. Like, even around here, I knew comics. I was like, oh, I don't fuck with IE comics. Or I don't fuck with LA comics.
Dang.
Or OC comics. I'm like, dude, how the fuck are you gonna, like, get mad at this scene, that scene? If you're trying to be a comedian, you're supposed to play every city.
There's comics in the Inland Empire?
Yeah, they are.
Really?
Yeah.
We gotta get together, because I don't know. Am I back on? No, huh? That's done?
Yeah, you're done.
Okay.
So
You're done.
I got a special episode today. It's all about me now. It's officially about me. But yeah, like, it just didn't make sense to me of, like, why do these
Yeah.
Like, why does this scene hate that scene? Like, it just felt very high school.
I feel like all the shows are in like LA though. Like I look at I look for like open mics or different shows in like back in the Inland Empire, and I don't see much. They're
like
all over there, dude.
I mean, aside from the Ontario Mills Improv, which is like honestly one of my favorite clubs, like you do have a lot of like brewery shows.
That's true. I seen those.
There's a bunch of brewery shows out there, and then like a lot of the bar shows. Like that's where it's like the IE is like killing it over there. And even the
bar shows,
it's like the bar shows, and even the little like the independent ones. But I just don't feel like I don't understand why I've come across comics who were like, I don't mess with the IE, or I don't like. I was like, well, why?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
It's like if you do want to play everywhere, you gotta like be everywhere.
True.
Don't just like, I'm just gonna do LA. Like, yeah, every once in a while I'll do out here. I get it's a drive, but why is it the drive that you're not liking, or is it just comics that you're not liking? Like it makes no sense to me, like at all. Like,
yeah.
Like I don't have beef with anybody. I don't care to have beef with anybody, dude. I'm like, I'm in my fucking 30s. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
And then also too, I'm a dad, dude. Like really, like, do I really want to like be out there beefing with another comic and then come home to like my kids and be like, everything's okay? Like, dude, like I don't even got the energy for that, dude. Like,
yeah.
If you don't like me, then that's fine, dude. Like I was producing shows, and I know other comics who say that when you produce shows, you either liked or not liked, because a comedian will be like, oh, he never booked me on his show. Fuck that guy. And it's like, dude, like, you know how many people blow up my DMs, and I'm trying to line up everybody, or I'm like, seeing this person where they're going to fit with this lineup or this and that. Like, I really took the time and the craft to
that's cool.
try to, but then it did get heavy on me. So that's why I had a co-producer with me. I had a buddy, Patrick Lopez. He was helping me out for a bit. And then he was kind of like falling out of comedy, in and out. So I was like, all right, he took a break. I brought my buddy in, Matt the Rat, and he was helping me out too. And then right when we were kind of getting the itch of like, all right, let's keep going. Like I had passed the 1 year mark of the venue that I was using. And then the shop owner was kind of like, hey, dude, like, I like the comedy. It was cool, but I don't want to do the comedy show here at the Room anymore.
Really?
And I was like, it's cool. But
what?
It was his shop. I appreciate the fact that he helped me, showcase, myself plus my friends.
That was the one out in Baldwin Park,
yes,
right?
the Baldwin Park. So
yeah, Santos, he invited me out the last show that you had a few months ago.
And my buddy who owns the shop, it's a gaming store. It's a card gaming store, and he saw it as like, well, there's not really much revenue coming this way when you do the shows, which it's like it don't bother me, but still, like at the end of the day, I need to make my money to keep these doors open. So now the weekends are strictly for his gaming stuff. Who's to say that maybe one day I'll do a pop-up every once in a while, like, but it'll probably be during the week. But as at the moment, like, I'm not doing Saturday shows there. I have ideas for like another show that I want to like produce, but it's just finding like the venue for it. It's like somebody else I've been talking to, it's just a matter of when. But dude, producing shows, hosting, and doing all that, and then plus everything else, like it does take a toll on you. And then to be a dad also, and then me working like from 6 to 2:30 every day, come home, be with my kids, and then try to do mics or do shows. Like that's why I needed that the co-producer with me, because it did take a toll on me when it did.
Yeah, and it takes like doing a project like that or putting on an event like that. It takes more than one person. Like just like coordinating everything. Like even the shows that Amber and I do. Like if I didn't have her or she didn't have me, like the show would be non-existent. Because you need that second person. Even now with the podcast, dude, it is so much easier, like having her helping me, like doing this.
I bet, dude.
Yeah, because I used to do all this about myself, dude. But not the in person, but like just in general, like it's kind of like a second job. Like depending on like the frequency that you do, how consistent you are in doing that.
And then also too the promoting aspect. Like I'll get home and sometimes I'll tell my girlfriend, I'm like, hey, look, can you just give me 5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
And like I'll have to edit like a flyer or something, or just really push to promote something.
Yeah.
And then boom, I'll go back to the kids. Like it's the one thing I do like I fucking love and I appreciate is my girlfriend, how supportive she is with me.
Yeah. You need that.
Even with her, she's always like, go out there, go do comedy. Like I've seen that too, where there's comics like, oh, you can't have a relationship and do comedy at the same time. And it's like, well, dude, then they don't understand it. Like she understands the fact that like you got to go out there, you got to show your face, you got to network and this and that. And I've done late nights and then still go to work the next morning and then redo it again, or just stay home and relax and all that. But it's never been like an issue at all for me.
What keeps you going, dude? You're a full-time job. You're a full-time dad. You do comedy. You're throwing the shows. Like what keeps you going, dude?
Just trying to make a difference, dude. To be honest, like if I could do it, anyone else can. You know, I many factors of going through like really bad depression and all that stuff, and then just having like a 180 of life, not just because of my kids, but like just having the right influence and just really opening my mind to other things too. Like whether religion's your thing, or whether you find your inner body peace with this and that, like there's always some answer to something, you know. You just got to find that drive. Like it took me years to get to that point to finally like, oh, you know, get it. I'm not saying like I don't have my lows. I still have my lows, but now it's just like keep pushing. Like it is frustrating when I get booked on a show and I'm like pushing and I'm promoting and posting the flyer and this and that. And then like the day of the show, like the club or the booker is like, hey, we noticed you didn't bring anybody or you don't have anybody listed. And you're like, I know, but I've been trying. And they're like, oh, okay, well, can we reschedule you? Oh, wow. And you're like, oh, fuck. And that's happened to me twice, dude. You know, where I've been kicked off of a show because I didn't have one person under my name.
What?
Know? And it is frustrating, dude. Like I when I can, I will go support my friends, the comics, to go see their show because I get it, dude. Like that's the other part that people don't get, whether even in a band where you need people, you know?
Yeah, you need the support.
You need the support. You know, I've had friends who have seen me, like was a small handful of friends who had seen me over and over again. And I always feel bad that they're like I'm almost doing the same jokes all the time, but they're there because they understand it, you know? So here and there, it's like, I'm always pushing myself. Like, dude, I'm trying to do more new jokes because they've seen me how many times? Like they could do my fucking set basically, you know? And I remember I told my friend, I was like, dude, thank you for coming again. And sorry, you know, it's the same jokes, but he was in a band at the time. He's like, oh, you know, it's okay. Thank you for coming. You heard the same songs over again, you know? But yeah. So he understood that. But it's like, I've always had, I will run into somebody I haven't seen in a while, or they'll message me and they're like, oh, I got to really check you out one of these times. I'm like, okay, well, what's stopping you? Like, you've known I've been doing this for how many years, and yet you've failed to come to any of my shows. Like, it makes a difference when you do show up. You know, I've done shows, like I've had more random people who don't know me come to my shows than I've had friends and family come see me, you know? And I had friends that like I'm not as close with anymore, but at the time, like, dude, I was going out to LA to go see his band. Like, I don't even know how I was doing it back then, dude. Like, I was filling up my car with all our friends and we were going to see like these psychobilly shows. And dude, I was supporting him going from like LA, Hollywood, deep into Hollywood, or wherever the hell he's playing. Honestly, I lost count of how many times I've seen him. But he was in 3 different bands. And I supported like those 3 bands.
All 3?
Yeah. And I think he's only seen me perform twice.
Dang.
So I look back at that where it's like, dude, like I supported other people in my past, but they've never come out for me. And then like, that's the reality of it. But then at the same time, like I still push myself to be like, you know what? I don't need that. Like, I'm gonna keep going. Like, I'm not gonna let that drop me down. Like, there are moments that like I'll catch myself where it's like, I think last month or 2 months ago, I got kicked off of a show because I couldn't get anybody to go. Like, it's weird. Like, I'll get people to go to one show, but then the next show, it's like nobody. And I'm like, God damn it, dude. But then I'll get people that come up. They're like, oh man, you're my favorite, this and that. And then it's like, oh shit, like this is why we do this.
Yeah.
You know, I always try to tell my friends that are now doing this, the comedy scene, where if one person comes up to you, even if you think you bomb and you didn't do well, and somebody comes up to you and talks to you, be like, oh my God, I loved your set. Cherish that. Cherish that fucking moment. Because I've seen it where one of my friends, that person was being sincere. They were being like, you were really good. And they took it as like, don't tell me that. Like, I know I sucked tonight. You don't have to fucking come up to me and tell me that. But I knew in that moment, like, dude, no, they were really coming up to you. They weren't pitying you. They weren't like, embrace that shit. If nobody comes up to you, that's where it feels like shit. But if one person does come up to you, like, that means everything. And I remember years ago, this is why this always stuck with me, especially when it comes to moments like this, where I went to go see Aziz Ansari. Like, this is way before he got big. So I went to go see Aziz Ansari, and Sarah Silverman happened to be a special guest. Dude, I love Sarah. She came out, and I was just excited. I was in awe. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, she's here. She didn't do well that night. Like, she bombed, dude, like really bad, to a point where she walked off stage. And Tig Notaro was the MC for the night. She was hosting. So I remember Sarah kind of gave up on her bit, and she like walked out, and like there was like a quick second of like nobody on stage, and then Tig comes back out. But to me, I didn't see her that she bombed. I saw as she still fucking did good, you know? So the show ends. Everyone, this is at the Largo in LA. And, you know, other comics are coming out, and people are kind of going up to him, or whoever was there. And then Sarah came out, and nobody was going up to her. But I saw her, and I was like, oh shit, Sarah Silverman. And I went up to her to go ask her, can I get a picture with you? But before I even asked for that picture, I went up to her. I was like, oh my God, Sarah, like, I'm so happy you were here. I was hoping that you would be here. Like, I was telling her that, like, dude, how much I appreciate her as a comic. Like, I'm telling her, I'm like, dude, like, you have no idea how much you being here made my night. Even though I was there for Aziz, I was so happy that she happened to be there. And dude, the face that fucking Sarah gave me, where she just kind of like went on, like, I remember she had her arms crossed, and she just went like, oh, she put her hand on my shoulder, and she said, thank you so much. She fucking gave me a hug. And then I asked for a picture, and she's like, yes. And she took the picture with me.
Damn.
And that moment always stuck with me, dude, that no matter what, like, if just, whether you think you're doing bad or not, if one person comes up to you, or even if they come, like, briefly walk by you and they say, like, they acknowledge you, like, oh, good set, or, you know, fist pump, or whatever the hell, like, cherish that moment, dude. Because you might have thought you sucked, but to somebody else, they probably thought, that's going back on, like, that person might not be your cup of tea, or this person, you know, like, there's always going to be somebody, you're always going to find an audience, and you're always going to find your voice in somebody else. You're going to find support when you least expect it.
Yeah. Some your set or your joke or whatever it may be, your poem, your song, your writing, or whatever, will resonate with somebody. I mean, that concept works with anything too, right? Not just comedy. It can work with poetry. It can work with music, anything that you do on stage.
Because I believe in really helping out people. That was like the big reason why I was producing when I did the show again, was to give the opportunity, because I would see these comics at either mics or shows that I did, and I was like, well, I want to book them. It was like, I want these people to get known.
Yeah.
It was cool to do the show, and I wanted the show to keep going and blow up, but my thing was never about me. Everybody that I put on the show, I wanted people to fucking know them. Like, it was never a factor of me getting big off the show or making the show like get a buzz and be like, dude, Carlos' show. No, it was more about like, dude, Carlos puts fucking these badass lineups.
Yeah.
Like, my buddy Alex Dorazo, I gave him his first showcase. I saw him at a mic. I thought he had something going on, and I fucking knew it. I was like, to this guy, if he keeps working, he keeps going, he's gonna fucking get good. So I asked him, like, you want to do a show? Fucking excited. Sure enough, when he came, dude, for his first time actually doing like a show in front of like people, he fucking crushed it.
Nice.
And that's what I wanted to see. Like, whether male, female, I don't even fucking care about gender, sex, you know, all that shit, dude. Like, if you're funny, you're fucking funny, dude. If I booked you, it's because I really fucking saw something in you.
Yeah.
Like, I was getting I was trying to get these headliners who were like are established, and I am very thankful that they said yes to doing my shows. But anybody who was trying to come up, like, I wanted to exploit them. I wanted them to fucking grow, you know?
Yeah. There's something about it, dude, that feels super like awesome after doing a show, and then just knowing that, you know, your friends or your acquaintances that are doing something badass like comedy or art or music or anything. Yeah. It feels good to.
It is a big ass relief, dude.
It feels amazing to just like I have a lot of like artist friends, and just like one in particular, like he did art for years, and I knew he was a great artist, but he felt like he wasn't, you know, that good. But I mean, for years and years and years, I wanted to like smack him over the head and tell him, bro, you're a fucking good artist, dude. Like, do something with this. Take this somewhere. You're good. You're good. You're good. And it took him a long time. It took him like close to like 15 years to actually like try to sell his art, put his art in museums. Now this motherfucker's painting is in the Cheech Marine.
Damn, is it Jesse?
No, it's not Jesse.
No, I know, but I fucking, dude, every time I see Jesse's shit randomly somewhere, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. I get so happy for that guy, man.
No, it's not Jesse, dude. But Jesse is really cool, though.
Yeah, it's fucking cool.
He has a rug, dude. There's a rug like that. Did you see him?
Yeah, I was like, damn, dude, this fool branched out to rugs now. I'm like, fuck yeah.
He's gonna be making loofahs next year. I can give me one of those. Calzones, fucking socks,
bath bombs.
Bath bombs. There we go.
Bath bombs, avocado bath bombs.
I wanted to go to Alien Con so bad. He was at Alien Con a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go so bad, but the tickets were fucking like $60 a piece. Yeah. And that's a ticket for me, a ticket for Amber, and then a ticket for my son. Even though he would have complained about walking fucking 5 hours.
That's how we thought about it. Cause we're like,
He's like, dude, we gotta walk. And I'm like, dude, it's a convention. We took him to DesignerCon. And right when we walked in, he noticed that, like, fuck, like, I have to walk for the next couple of hours.
We bribed him with pizza, huh? That was the way that we kept him.
That's always the bribe. The bribe is with food.
I can't wait to take my kids to like an actual convention. But dude, I know my daughter. She's the first one to be like, pick me up, and I'm like, oh, dude, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, he's 11, so my back would. I'd probably be in a wheelchair right now.
Dude,
if I carried him the whole time.
He's almost as tall as Gill.
Shut
up, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
he's a big dude.
You're gonna be the little brother, dude. You're gonna be the little brother. My kids are 3, and they're already like up to my waist, dude. They're fucking tall.
Yeah. Oh, so they got your height.
Yeah, they got my height.
They're not gonna stay.
I hope, dude. I hope they just surpass their mom, and that's all I care for, dude. I'm like, just be in between us, like, or I kind of have a feeling like my son's probably gonna tower me by a little bit. Yeah. I'm just hoping that my daughter just is like in the middle of both of us.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Carlos, thanks for coming out, dude.
Oh, thank you. I was about to say, how long are we going for?
The camera was like, dude, you gotta close it out now.
I could keep going for like another 2 hours.
Go ahead and tell us what you got coming up.
Right at the end of the month, I'm going to be at Flappers Burbank for their next comedy competition, the Uncle Clyde's Super Bowl. competition. If you go on my Instagram at Medro_comedy, I have my link right there for the tickets. And the next show for El Santo comedy show on April 7th, I'll be there doing a quick guest spot. And that's all I got for the moment, but hopefully I get more spots. And you can also listen to my podcast on the Brothers Bear podcast. And that's everywhere on all your social medias.
Cool. And you're also going to do the show that we're doing on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. And I'll be at your open mic as well.
Yeah. So that's open mic at Horchateria in Paramount. Show starts at 7. And what else do we got going on, Ember?
The next day we have Artemente, which is an art show, and it's all artists that have been here on the Mindbuzz. So come out and see some art, listen to some music. And then on Sunday we have a clothing swap as well.
Yeah. That's it.
We can't see you, but you're there.
That's it.
But thank you for having me, man. I'd love to come back and talk some more, dude.
Absolutely.
Well, just post a picture of Liam the pig and put some glasses on him, and there we go. There's
And then we'll
Gill.
put it on there.
Yeah, dude. Let's do this again.
Yeah. Just let me know when, dude. I can fucking talk for hours, dude.
I like to have you and your brother on, dude.
That'd be fun.
We got to work that out.
All right, then.
We got to work that out. Yeah.
I'll be the little brother for sure that day.
Damn, dude. That's funny. That's hilarious.
No, yeah. I'm always going to be the little brother, dude. You'll
The
see the hype.
Mindbuzz Podcast.
Peace and love. We'll see you guys on the next one.